So my mom, she did take me to therapy when I was like, I think like 8 years old, but I did not like it. I felt forced. I did not want to go there I didn't want to go there. So I didn't talk to the therapist. I just thought, like, this is ridiculous. Why am I here? There's nothing wrong with me. I felt like that at such a young age. Middle school, there were organizations where you could talk to somebody, but I never, that was not my route. I always wanted to go out, be with friends, hang out. That's where I took my kind of, I don't know, that's where I just started to lean more towards. And I thought that was helping me heal and helping me grow into, I can be Miss Independent. I don't need anybody. I got this. I can heal on my own. I'm figuring myself out. I think now that I work with kids, I think my behavior as a little kid was just like any other little kid. Um, but I always felt different. Maybe because I didn't have a dad. I knew we were struggling at home. I always felt different. Um, and so I acted out, but I don't know. I just felt like it, now that I'm looking back, I feel like it was normal, but I did get treated differently, and I felt that made me feel differently as well. And then leading up to middle school, that's when I really started to act out. I was really rebellious. I, Me and my mom got into a lot of fights. I didn't trust her. She didn't trust me. I blamed her for a lot of things. I blamed her for my dad leaving. That's when I took out all my anger out on my mom in my middle school years, 12, 13, 14, and even leading up to 16. Even in high school, I put my mom through a lot and I blamed her for a lot, which she didn't deserve, but I had nowhere to really vocalize my anger, or to really like even act out on my anger. Like there was just so many unanswered questions that I wanted to ask my dad, or that a lot of pent up anger that I wanted to take out on my dad, but I couldn't. And my mom was the closest person to me. I think the anger that I had was more so like, why'd you leave me? Like, why did you choose alcohol and drugs over me? And he has two other kids, so I have two brothers, but I just don't talk about them. I don't talk to them. Um, and so you decided to leave me and my mom and your two other kids with other women, whatever. You decide to leave all your kids to choose whatever you wanted to choose. And then there were times where he would try and come into my life, but I was just so traumatized by how abusive he was towards my mom. And whenever he came around, it was just so chaotic that my first reaction is to just automatically leave or start crying or hide. That is my reaction to whenever I see him around. Even now, which is, I kind of see him, or if I see someone that looks like him, my automatic reaction is to just leave. I don't know why, and I don't like that I feel that way, but it's just so much unanswered emotions and unanswered questions. Like, I don't know, just why was I not good enough type of thing. Where my trust went to kind of sort of was my friends growing up, like my group of friends. If I had, there was a lot of my friends growing up. Now I know that their home life wasn't perfect. They were also infected by incarceration, also infected by absent fathers. So that kind of, we bonded through that. Growing up was like, you know what, we're both going through the same thing. We could talk about that. We can relate to each other. But I didn't have anyone to talk to as an adult. I didn't have anyone to talk to because I don't feel comfortable talking to anybody. I didn't feel comfortable talking to anybody at such a young age. And then up until high school, when I was introduced to a club named Pops, that's when I started to finally free myself of just being so just depressed, I guess, and angry and confused about my father